fact, it's not 145 million which is meant to address water challenges. It's more than 500 million.
Yeah.
For services is something which is operational. But the bigger chunk of our budget is directed to the water solutions. Hence, currently we have projects that we are doing, which on completion, they are supposed to unlock the backlog. And I presented to the council today a budget with a numerous of projects where in other areas there have been no infrastructure, water infrastructure. In other areas with water infrastructure which is aging. In other areas with a water infrastructure which has collapsed, seeking to fix those problems and in fact to extend our footprint in terms of the areas within Kengcetshwayo where people are receiving water. I'm confident that in 1 year as Kengcetshwayo, we have been able to assist thousands and thousands of people in Kengcetshwayo to have access to clean water who have been historically been disadvantaged for the reasons I've cited, where there was no infrastructure, collapsed infrastructure. Some even today are receiving water through potable water tankers, which we are saying in this budget, we want to reduce typical areas. And for 145 million, that is where we want to say the issue of repairs, when repairs and maintenance will be addressed expeditiously, and the issue of all other related services which are towards ensuring that people of this district are getting water. Because to me as a councillor, what's a priority is when a citizen opens the tap and out of that tap clean water comes out. Will be in fact installing new ones. For an example, we have a number of projects in Umlalazi. Already we are spending more than 200 million in Umlalazi because there is a big project which will see almost 9 wards after completion enjoying or having access to clean water on daily basis in Umlalazi. In Kandla, we are busy with a project again of 20 million, which will see Ward 1, Ward 5, Ward 6, Ward 11, and Ward 4, and part of Ward 3, having access to clean water on daily basis. In each and every municipality, we have those key projects which we have identified that we after completing them, people will have access to water. Hence, when we talk about more than 500 million, we're talking about introducing new projects that will extend the current reticulation, even have the provision of the reservoirs where water will be collected before they are distributed to the communities. It deals with major projects wherein we will be ensuring that we extend the footprint as Kengcetshwayo. So we've set aside a budget of more than 500 million for that, to be specific. In Kengcetshwayo, one in fact campaign I've been advocating is for the communities to report to the councillors the springs which seems to be running permanently. And our officials, they go check the capacity of the spring. And we have a number of springs. In fact, it's unfortunate that in fact, intervention or approach has been not well covered as a solution. Number two, underground water, where from the boreholes. Number three, in King Techayo, we have rivers that run even when during the drought. You'll find that they run, though the quantity of water will be not as during normal climate times. We have rivers which cross King Techayo, such as Utugela, which we all know. Utugela is there has been there for decades. We have rivers such as Umhlatuze, which has running water. We have rivers such as Imfolos on the other side of, I'm talking about bigger rivers, which also are a source. From then the dams, which are within King Techayo, Pobane, Project, from that's where water is collected from those rivers. You know that those rivers, they do not only supply King Techayo, they also supply other districts. Hence, at our, in fact, a particular point, water is extracted to those dams. That's how, in fact, we will be sourcing water, so that when we construct a project, at the end, water must come out of the tap. You recall it has happened here in King Techayo. In the first place, we went to Ward 11, too many, where a protection of a spring was done. After completion, I was supposed to go and hand it over to the community. And I realized that no water was coming out of the tap. Then I left and said, I'll only come back to the community when they fixed the mess. And then I also advised on the date. I went back and the community confirmed that now water is coming out of the tap. In fact, our strategy to hand over project after completion is to get an assurance that each and every project that we have introduced to the community is yielding the positive results. There is a project in Follows which I've not yet gone back, because when I went to the community, they just told me that they just for the first time saw water today, or if it was not yesterday, because I was coming. Then I said, what are the challenges? They explained the challenges. Then I said, well, it's fine, I'm not going to official hand over, because for each and every project in King Techayo that we hand over, we must ensure that water must come out of the tap. And our advice to the designers who are qualified technocrats is that don't design a project which will prove that yourself you don't have the capacity or the necessary expertise, because there will be consequence management after that. I think that is assisting the district to be able to have projects that ultimately will enable people to benefit positively. Well, the backlog in terms of the provision of water is quite huge.
Yes.
Since you understand that you have been here for a year, but I think we have more than 10, not that I think, we have more than 10 projects which I can count and tell you that go to that community of Gomakulu. They will tell you that we never had water. Go to that community of Gomakulu is in Kandla. Go to that community of Ward 6 in Tujanen. They will tell you that we did not have even an infrastructure. Go to that community of Ward 12. And they will tell you that we go to follows what level. You know, a number of places, people which you can visit today, when on arrival, they will tell you that we had almost lost hope. But we have seen an intervention which has produced the results. So I'm in fact trying to bring confidence to you that we will have no instance wherein you will be saying We have injected the resources, but people are not benefiting anything out of that.
Omasipala bathola imali encane. Kubalekile ukuthi omasipala lulungise lolu daba bathola imali eyanele. Ngoba nako lokulunkinga zamanzi kudinga imali. Manje ke uhulumeni imali eningi sala kuyena uhulumeni omkhulu. Enye isala efundazweni. Bese bancane kakhulu yakomasipala. Mangase uhulumeni imali angagwevi nayo le kuzwelonke ayidlulisele komasipala benza 40% wemsebenzi womphakathi. Ngabonakala umehluko umba mkhulu kabi phela omasipala abahlezi nabantu. As King Cetshwayo District Municipality to hand over the project of the 3 million that we have done to benefit 711 households through the running water or the water through the water taps, which was successfully done. And what is unfortunate is that we should have handed over this project some times ago. Unfortunately, the vandalism and theft to the infrastructure has caused delays, but we are happy today that the people of this area have realized their dream to have water as a basic human right, like everyone is having water in most of the areas. King Cetshwayo will be continuing to other places with the same work to fix the problems which were left here unresolved. And we have 43 people who benefited through this project as job opportunities, and 20 who received training, accredited training on the welding skills. And we're grateful that now you see water coming out of the tap in this area, and people of this area will never be the same. The community has a responsibility to safeguard the infrastructure because it's their infrastructure. The infrastructure, in fact, was actually built using the taxpayers' money, so it's their money. So they have that responsibility to safeguard the infrastructure as the community. Somkhandlo waseKing Cetshwayo sikhumbula kakhulu isilo esikhotheme njengoba sekuzohlangana iminyaka emithathu sikhothamile esithemba uNkulunkulu ukuthi la siphumule khona uNkulunkulu usikhomelisile ngokuphumula okuhle. Kodwa fanele ngabe ukukhumbula isilo nje kuphela, fanele sikhumbule imisebenzi yaso ukubumba isizwe samaZulu nanenhlanga zonke bekwazi ukuhlalisana, umlayezo wokuletha ukuthula nanokuqhuqhumezela amasiko. Imisebenzi yesilo kuyohlala isikhulumela ngisho sesiphumule sona phakathi kwethu njengoba umbalula imisebenzi esibiqhamile esiyenzile. Sengathi njengesizwe samaZulu kwenathi singakwazi ukukhuthala kakhulu kwezolimo njengoba sasiqhuqhumezela ezolimo, senze iqiniso sihlalisana kahle nemphakathi njengoba sasingazwani nokuthi kube khona nokuxokozela.
Halala Mphemba, halala. Halala King Cetshwayo, halala.